Deep within the annals of human imagination lies the enigmatic story of Lemuria, a lost continent said to have vanished beneath the waves long before recorded history. Unlike its more famous counterpart, Atlantis, Lemuria remains shrouded in a haze of scientific speculation, occult lore, and tantalizing geological clues. Its tale weaves together threads of ancient mythology, 19th-century science, and modern-day curiosity, making it a captivating subject for explorers of the unknown. The concept of Lemuria first emerged not from ancient texts or seafaring tales, but from the mind of a British zoologist named Philip Slater in 1864. Slater was puzzled by the distribution of lemurs, those wide-eyed primates native to Madagascar, and their distant relatives found in India and Southeast Asia. To explain this biogeographical conundrum, he proposed the existence of a now sunken landmass in the Indian Ocean that once connected these regions. He dubbed it Lemuria, after the lemurs that inspired his hypothesis. At the time, the idea of sunken continents wasn't far-fetched. The theory of plate tectonics wouldn't solidify until the mid-20th century, and scientists were still grappling with how Earth's landmasses came to be. Slater's Lemuria was a practical solution to a scientific mystery, but it soon took on a life of its own beyond the realm of zoology. His hypothesis gained traction among contemporaries like German biologist Ernst Haeckel, who used Lemuria to argue that it might have been the cradle of human evolution, a notion that added fuel to its growing legend. Lemuria's transformation from a scientific hypothesis into a mystical legend owes much to the esoteric movements of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Theosophist Helena Blavatsky, a towering figure in occult philosophy, seized upon the idea in her 1888 work, The Secret Doctrine. She described Lemuria as the cradle of an advanced, ancient civilization, a race of spiritually enlightened beings who predated Atlantis. According to Blavatsky, these Lemurians were giant, egg-laying hermaphrodites with a third eye for psychic perception, a far cry from Slater's modest land bridge. Blavatsky's fantastical narrative struck a chord with a public hungry for stories of lost worlds. Lemuria became a playground for mystics, who claimed it was a utopian realm destroyed by cataclysmic forces, perhaps a cautionary tale for humanity. The legend grew even more elaborate with later writers like James Churchward, who introduced the rival lost continent of Mu in the Pacific Ocean. Churchward claimed to have deciphered ancient tablets from a lost civilization, blending Lemuria and Mu into a sprawling saga of sunken empires. His works, though lacking scholarly rigor, captivated audiences, and cemented Lemuria's place in popular lore. While the mystical Lemuria of third eyes and ancient giants remains firmly in the realm of fantasy, modern science has uncovered tantalizing hints that could connect to the original hypothesis. The Indian Ocean is home to submerged geological features that spark curiosity. The Kerguelen Plateau, for instance, is a vast underwater volcanic structure that was partially above sea level millions of years ago. Could it be a remnant of Slater's Lemuria? Similarly, the discovery of ancient zircon crystals in Mauritius, some dating back over 3 billion years, suggests that fragments of continental crust from a much older landmass might lie beneath the Indian Ocean. These findings align with the idea of a lost continent in a purely geological sense, though not one inhabited by mystical beings. Instead, they point to the dynamic history of Earth's crust, where landmasses rise and fall over eons as tectonic plates shift. Another intriguing site is the Seychelles, a cluster of islands with granite bedrock, an anomaly in an ocean dominated by volcanic basalt, hinting at a possible connection to an ancient continental fragment. The breakup of the supercontinent Gondwana, which began around 180 million years ago, also offers a plausible explanation for Slater's lemur puzzle. As India drifted northward to collide with Asia, and Madagascar split from Africa, ancient species could have been carried across vast distances, no sunken continent required. Yet, the romance of Lemuria persists, perhaps because it bridges the gap between cold, hard science, and the human yearning for mystery. Lemuria's allure extends far beyond academic debate or occult circles. It has inspired countless works of fiction, from adventure novels to science fiction epics. In H.P. Lovecraft's mythos, the lost continent whispers of cosmic horrors lurking beneath the sea. In comic books and video games, it's a backdrop for exotic ruins and hidden treasures. Even today, Lemuria captures the imagination of those who dream of a world lost to time. The legend also resonates with indigenous oral traditions in places like India, Sri Lanka, and Polynesia, where tales of submerged lands echo through folklore. In Tamil Nadu, southern India, ancient texts like the Silappatikaram speak of a land called Kumari Kandam, swallowed by the sea. Some enthusiasts link this to Lemuria, suggesting it preserves a cultural memory of a real catastrophe. While these stories likely reflect historical events, like rising sea levels after the last ice age, they add a layer of cultural richness to the Lemurian mythos. Despite its enduring appeal, Lemuria faces skepticism from modern researchers. The advent of plate tectonics has largely debunked the need for a sunken continent to explain species distribution. Genetic studies of lemurs and other fauna now point to rafting, where animals crossed oceans on floating debris, as a more likely mechanism than a lost land bridge. Yet, the idea hasn't been entirely dismissed. Some geologists argue that microcontinents, small fragments of crust detached from larger landmasses, could still lurk beneath the waves, offering a faint echo of Slater's vision. In recent years, advances in oceanography have opened new possibilities. Deep-sea mapping expeditions, like those conducted by the International Ocean Discovery Program, have revealed submerged ridges and plateaus that challenge our understanding of Earth's past. Could these hold clues to a proto-Lemuria? As of now, scientists are planning missions to explore the Carlsberg Ridge and the Chagos-Laccadive Ridge, areas that might shed light on the Indian Ocean's tectonic history. So, what is Lemuria? A scientific footnote, a mystical fantasy, or a kernel of truth buried beneath the waves? The answer depends on who you ask. For geologists, it's a relic of outdated theories, replaced by the elegance of plate tectonics. For dreamers and storytellers, it's a canvas for the extraordinary, a reminder that Earth's past holds secrets we may never fully unravel. For indigenous cultures, it's a thread in the tapestry of their heritage, blending memory with myth. As of now, no definitive evidence of a lost Lemurian civilization has surfaced, but the idea continues to evolve. Advances in underwater exploration and geophysical mapping might one day reveal more about the Indian Ocean's hidden history. Perhaps Lemuria isn't a single lost continent, but a symbol of Earth's restless nature, its continents adrift, its oceans concealing tales of creation and destruction. Until then, Lemuria remains a tantalizing enigma, suspended between the real and the imagined, a lost continent that refuses to be forgotten. What do you think? Is Lemuria a mere flight of fancy, or could there be more beneath the surface waiting to be discovered? And if we did find traces of a sunken land, what stories might it tell us about our planet and ourselves? Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on ancient mysteries, spirituality, and self-development.